Welcome to this explainer. Have you ever felt, completely lost in the dating world? Or maybe wondered why you just keep falling for the exact wrong people? Well, today we are decoding the confusing and, let's be honest, often super toxic landscape of modern dating. We're going to be pulling some incredible insights from a conversation with best-selling author Mark Manson. If you're looking for a map to navigate all of this, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's just dive right in with a pretty hard truth. Why do toxic relationships actually feel so wildly exciting? See, we often mistake the chaotic, totally addictive emotional roller coasters of toxic relationships for genuine romance. Manson points out that these extreme highs and lows, they literally mimic an addiction. When someone treats you terribly one day and then completely showers you with affection the next, it creates this intense dramatic tension, and we easily and very dangerously confuse that tension with being deeply in love. Section 1. The Toxic Dating Trap. To understand why we keep falling into these traps, we really need to expose the manipulative tactics that snare so many well-meaning people. Manson points to a very common yet psychologically damaging tactic known as the neg. Now, this is a total staple in the pickup artist community, and it is essentially weaponized insecurity. Someone will intentionally say something just slightly insulting, usually framed as an innocent joke, just to make you doubt yourself. Why? Because human nature is funny. When we feel insecure, we instinctively try to win back the approval of the exact person who just insulted us. Crazy, right? The mechanics behind this kind of manipulation are actually borrowed straight from aggressive marketing and sales strategies. It relies entirely on exploiting pre-existing low self-esteem. I mean, think about it. If a genuinely confident person is negged, they just roll their eyes and walk away. But for someone lacking self-worth, it triggers this desperate need for external validation. It turns dating into a highly transactional, totally empty game where one person just dangles approval to get whatever they want. Section 2. Fake versus real confidence. So why do we even fall for these manipulators to begin with? Well, we regularly mistake pure arrogance for genuine confidence. Manson makes a brilliant point here. A narcissist only appears confident to people who lack confidence themselves. Fake confidence is basically just an aggressive mask. It's worn to hide deep internal insecurities. A narcissist actually has an incredibly fragile ego, so they feel this constant need to control their environment and everyone in it. Real confidence, it doesn't need to control anybody. So how do you actually test this out in the real world? Manson lays it out perfectly. He says, how do you differentiate fake confidence versus real confidence? It's actually very easy. Tell them no. If you disagree with a narcissist, oh boy, they will belittle you, tell you you're stupid, and try to totally destroy your argument just to protect their fragile self-image. But if you disagree with a truly confident person, they'll usually just say, oh, okay, guess we disagree. Let's talk about it. They actually invite discussion because your no is not a threat to their identity. Section 3. The Evolutionary Attraction Gap. To really grasp why these toxic traits are so incredibly alluring, we have to look back at biology. Historically speaking, female and male attraction evolved under very different evolutionary pressures. Because human infants need years of intense, constant care, female attraction evolved to heavily value things like status, reliability, and resources, essentially looking for a partner who could offer protection and stability. Male attraction, on the flip side, evolved to focus a lot more on personal fitness, empathy, and nurturing qualities. But here is exactly where the modern trap springs. Women aren't just attracted to a person's current status, they are deeply, deeply attracted to the potential for future status. This is a huge point. It explains why someone might fall head over heels for a partner who currently has absolutely nothing going on, but who manages to project this grand illusion that they are destined for greatness. And that brings us right into the dark triad trap. You see, traits like narcissism and psychopathy act as massive false signifiers of success. A narcissist comes off as highly self-assured, they never show a drop of doubt, and they lie effortlessly. To our evolutionary brain, which is constantly scanning for potential status, this completely false confidence looks like the ultimate sign of future success. It creates a really powerful but very short-term illusion that inevitably shatters, leaving just a toxic mess behind. Section 4. The Nice Guy Myth. If the aggressive manipulator is on one end of the spectrum, sitting quietly on the other end is the deeply misunderstood nice guy. And Manson delivers a pretty brutal truth here. A nice guy isn't actually nice. Actually, scratch that. He is transactional. He's doing nice things exclusively because he thinks it's going to win him affection or intimacy. It's like this unspoken covert contract, and it is absolutely a form of manipulation. People can instantly smell that desperation and they find it deeply unattractive. A genuine good guy, though, he does the right thing without expecting a reward, even if it means he has to disagree with you. Getting away from that transactional nice guy mindset requires true emotional vulnerability. And hey, vulnerability doesn't just mean crying or complaining to someone. It simply means opening yourself up to the possibility of being rejected. It's about confidently stating your boundaries, expressing your true feelings, and being completely 100% okay if the other person decides to walk away. That kind of bold honesty, that is incredibly magnetic. Section 5. The 90-day reset plan. If manipulation and transactional niceness are completely off the table, how do you actually build genuine confidence? Manson offers a stark reality check. He says, the only real dating advice is self-improvement. If you want to date better women, become a better person. All those dating hacks, the pickup lines, the VIP tables, the fake social proof, sure, they might work for a night, but they fail completely in the long run. Real attraction requires doing the actual hard work on yourself. To help you actually achieve this, Manson outlines a super actionable 90-day timeline. Days 1 through 30 are purely about your health and biology. Get your fitness, your sleep, and your physical energy in check. Then, days 31 to 60 are all about building your identity through offline hobbies. Find something you genuinely enjoy doing that does not involve staring at a screen. And finally, days 61 to 90 are about building a real, agenda-free social life. Go out and make friends without trying to get anything out of them. Just connect. By strictly following that 90-day reset, you automatically build the 3 pillars of lasting attraction. Step 1, lifestyle. You build an identity that you actually respect. Step 2, communication. Because you respect yourself, you can finally communicate your boundaries and your feelings clearly and vulnerably. And step 3, action. You actually have the courage to step out and present your authentic self to the world. You literally need all 3 of these to succeed. The overarching takeaway here is so simple, but profoundly difficult to execute. Stop performing. Just stop relying on cheap social proof or imitating those toxic role models you see all over the internet just to get a reaction. Instead, commit to the quiet, unglamorous, everyday work of building actual self-respect. And this leaves us with a final, really provocative thought. If your relationship was completely boring, like just sitting together quietly in a room doing absolutely nothing, would you still be happy? Real romance isn't about constant drama or screaming matches. It's peaceful. So ask yourself today, are you actually looking for a genuine, healthy connection, or are you just addicted to the chaos? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.